Hello, I am Dr. Ranjeeta Tiwari, lecturer, New Govt Polytechnic, Patna, Bihar. As far as my opinion on the cancellation of 12th board examination is concerned, I must say that it's a good decision of the government. We cannot put the health of our students on stake. Their health is more important than any other thing, even if it is exam. Students will get admission on the basis of entrance tests in the universities of their choices. But if just for the sake of 12th board examination, they will get infection, it cannot be called a prudent step. So I support the decision of the government to cancel 12th board examination. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Dipparna Jana. I have been associated as a lecturer with the Bhawanipore Education Society College in Calcutta for the last 11 years. I don't really favor this idea of cancellation of the CBSE or the ISE examination. Well, primarily the reason being, there are a lot of reasons, but I can summarize into two reasons. One, this current generation or the generation we are looking forward to, who were supposed to give their final exam in 2020 as well as who are supposed to give their exam in 2021, this generation is going to be our service provider in future. So once we are putting them into this one box where everything is going just on the basis of merit and no examination, or the students are not being exposed to the challenge, I don't know what kind of service provider they are going to be in future, and how much our generation are going to trust them. This is one problem. And second problem, which I strongly believe that this is something was also observed during the kind of the Naxalite movement, where all the exams got cancelled out, and in the later years when students tried for the job market, when the students went for the job market, the very first question they had to face was that, oh, you people are from those years where final years when the Naxal movements was going on, so yeah, we will consider you, wait for some time. So I'm really frightful about this fact that maybe these students in future are going to face the same situation where they will be automatically sidetracked compared to the other students in the later years, just on the basis of this fact that, okay, you people haven't even given the exam, so what are your merits? On what basis we can even think about going for an interview or taking you for a job, compared to the students in the later years who actually had successfully given the exams and cleared their examinations and went ahead in their education. So primarily, I believe these two factors can act as a major hindrance for our future growth prospects if we think in terms of these students.
My name is Kavyashree Hazarika. I'm studying in class 12 science. I'm in Tezpur, Gurukul, Assam. So yesterday, government has taken the final decision to cancel the class 12 board examination 2021. I'm having a mixed feeling right now, as finally an end has been put up to this endless discussion and speculations and made the student relieved from all the uncertainties they were living with. It is good to know that government has taken our health as a topmost priority. But also many of us thought that we will do much better in our board examinations. But now everything will depend upon the evaluation pattern. I hope CBSE will come up with a well-structured and defined objective criteria which will be authentic and will be in interest of all the students.
I'm Urvi Behel from Apeejay School, Sector 15, Faridabad. And as you all know, yesterday board exams, CBSE board exams 2021 got cancelled. So my take on it is, firstly, I think I should be thankful to the authorities for being realistic and taking this practical decision for cancelling the board exams, because we didn't want to risk our lives to give this exam, of course. And secondly, when I heard this news, I was a bit disheartened because during the last few months, most of us had put a lot of hard work to score well for this exam, but not to be disheartened anymore. I guess we have a great opportunity ahead to uh, prepare for entrances and get into our dream college and universities through it. And I guess it would be more uh, happier news if we get to cherish our seats in our dream colleges.
Hello, my name is Tajbina Yasin and I'm currently working as an assistant professor in University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. Recently, the news have been flashed regarding the cancellation of the CBSE 12th and 10th examination, and I'm sure it has, the decision has been prolonged and it has finally, the judgment has been arrived, the verdict has been given, and it has created a sense of relief among the students community. And regarding this ongoing pandemic situation, like the intensity has been rising of this pandemic, and it is really taking a toll on the mental health of the students. Like they have to prepare for such an important exams of their life, and still they are unaware of it, and they they don't know how to go and give their exams, where to go, how to, and in spite of all these perspectives, they also have a fear of their lives also. So definitely the decision has been given for its best. And regarding this decision, only being a teacher, I just want to add certain points over here. Like since 10th and 12th is considered to be the two milestones in every student's life, and that they need to pass on. And since for this year these two things have been cancelled, like the CBSE 10th and 12th boards have been cancelled, so definitely it is considered to be a blessing for the students if I see from my perspective, because even though somehow someday this pandemic will it will be the intensity will be reduced, everything will will recover back to its normal, then the other exams will be held, like all the entrance exams will be held, and it will be scheduled as per the norms and as per the standards. The students have got enough time to uplift their creativity, they have got enough time to work on themselves, they have got enough time to be at pace with the ongoing technology that have been improving day by day. And they also need to follow up during this time, because giving and since they don't have to prepare for 10th and 12th boards, so one of the stressor has been taken away from them, so that was a kind of relief that they have got. So definitely they can move on, and they can take into consideration the other type of challenges and other type of stressors that will be there in their lifetime in the future, or in the future ahead. So being a teacher, I would like to encourage the students that they should take this time, they should keep this time in count and make it a proper use for themselves, so that they can work hard and they can they just keep practicing, and they just keep in touch with their studies, and they should not think that since the exams are not going to happen, they can take a break from it. It is nothing like that. They need to work hard more, and when everything will be over, I'm sure it will very soon. So definitely when other different type of opportunities will be arrived in front of them, they will be prepared for all those. Thank you.
As it is said that examinations are necessary evil, and the situation that we are in here today is of COVID-19 pandemic that is wreaking havoc in our life. So in this light, I consider the decision of the Government of India to cancel the conduct of class 12 CBSE board examination to be a welcome step, and it has given a lot of respite to the worried parents who were very reluctant to send their children to the examination center. And there was the demand coming from the multiple political parties also to this effect. So I think Government of India has kept the well-being of the students and the safety of the students at the top priority. So in that way, I think it's good step. But this decision has has created a lot of confusion in the mind and heart of the student, especially with regard to the scorecard and the mark sheet. How that mark sheet would be issued, what would be the basis of the award of the marks. So I think there would be two possible ways on which a student can be awarded the marks. The very first thing is that the internal assessment of class 12th and the pre-board examination taken into consideration before awarding the marks. The other one would be like the marks scored by the students may be replicated in their class 12 result. But on both of the count, the students might be at disadvantageous position, because I think as the conventions of this society goes, that a student who has opted for science stream in class 12 traditionally compromise with their internal assessment and the school education, and they devote a lot of time preparing themselves for the combined entrance examination for engineering and medical. So such a student might be at disadvantageous position because they have not been very focused on their their internal assessment and the class 11th examination. They were targeting class 12th examination. They were preparing themselves for that. So having the marks of class 11th or the internal assessment taken into consideration would be slightly a difficult task, because it will leave also a great deal of arbitrariness for the school authority in the sense that the award of marks may not be very objective and fair. So having said that, there are other issues also for the universities in India, okay, so far as granting admission to such students, those students who pass their class 12th examination. Okay, I know there are certain universities like University of Delhi which purely grant admission on the basis of the marks scored by a student in class 12th examination. So it would be a difficult task for the university to decide on the parameter on which the admission may be granted. So in that way, such university needs to reassess and rejig the whole process of admission. But there are other universities like Jamia Millia Islamia, Banaras Hindu University. They prefer to have the admission test for the students aspiring to get into their undergraduate courses. So it won't be a much difficult affair for such universities. But again, there may be some students who would aspire to get admitted to the different universities located outside India, and those universities are certainly not to be dictated terms by the Indian government. So whether the scorecard issued without having the examination conducted be valid for granting admission in the foreign university, that is a difficult task. I think this needs to be looked at. But the situation, I think the government of India can really come up with some sort of clarification, some sort of objective assessment or objective way of addressing these issues. Hopefully our government is competent and thoughtful enough for issuing such clarification in days to come. Thank you very much, and this was my take on this issue.